G'day, my name is Kev. My channel is all about building and maintaining attractive ponds on a budget. If that is something that interests you, please subscribe. Today's video is about what you actually need to build a well-functioning pond. This video is going to assume that you want crystal clear water and some fish. I'm also going to assume that you want the pond to be low maintenance, which is good because I'm a low maintenance kind of guy. So there are loads of different ways to build a successful pond. I've got many ponds, and the things I'm about to outline are what I consider the essentials for pond success. Whether it's a small pond or a big pond, the ingredients are the same, they just need to be scaled up or down for size. So the first thing you need is a watertight container or membrane. This stream and pond is built using a rubber liner. You can see it there sticking up in areas where the plants haven't concealed it yet. If you want to create a natural looking pond or an unusual shape, this is what you want to use. I personally think that the EPDM rubber is the best. It comes with a 20-year guarantee. It's not cheap, but keeping the water in the pond is essential, so this is one area where I'll not skimp on cost. There are some cheaper alternatives such as PVC and HDPE. Both are still flexible and can be used for unusual shapes. HDPE has been used extensively in mining applications, so you know it'll last. But if you want to place large boulders, rock and pebbles inside the pond, I say stick to EPDM rubber. It's more stretchy and just way more forgiving. It's also really easy to fix should you get a puncture. So flexible liners are great as you can really get creative with the size and the shape of the pond. But if you want to go smaller and keep it simple, you can really use any container that will hold water. Just ensure that the container is food grade, UV stable, and/or built specifically for livestock. Things like stock tanks, hydroponic tubs, IBCs, old baths or wine barrels can all be used to make a pond. You can also buy those pre-formed ponds that have inbuilt plant shelves and unusual shapes ready to go. So that's the main component taken care of. We can keep water in our ponds. But without circulation and a proper filter, the pond will quickly become a stagnant, smelly eyesore. To provide circulation and move water through a filter, we need a suitable pump. There are a few tricky ways that water can be moved, but in a pond, the easiest option is just using a submersible pond pump. Submersible pond pumps are designed specifically to be placed into the water. All electrical components are sealed within so that they are safe. Because they are placed in the water, they're kept cool, and this generally makes them more energy efficient than pumps placed outside the pond. They always have a protective cage that keeps the larger debris out, that prevents it getting damaged. Not all pumps are created equal, and some are far more efficient than others. I'll put a link down in the description to some of the pumps that I've personally tested and am happy with. Now I know I'm going to be asked, can you use a solar pond pump? You can. You can even use no pump if you really want, but it gets so much harder to get the balance right. Trust me, life's easier with a pump running 24 hours a day. I won't go into the details about pumpless or solar powered ponds in this video. I've done that in other videos if you want to take a look. The solar panels you can see around this pond are for some lights and a couple of small circulation pumps that only run when the sun's shining. It does have a main pump that runs 24 hours a day. I like to use low volt pond pumps as these can be easily extended. This means that even if the nearest electrical outlet is 60 metres from the pond, you can still have a low volt pond pump running continuously. Being low voltage, you can extend them yourself in most areas without the need of an electrician. I also just feel safer knowing that they are low volt. So now that you've got water and a pump, you'll need a filter. The good news is these can be created really cheaply. I've got quite a few videos showing how I build my own filters for a fraction of the cost of commercial ones. Without a filter, it gets really hard, almost impossible to maintain clear, clean water. Filters also play a vital role in keeping the water safe for the fish. Without a filter, harmful components build up in the water and could potentially kill the fish. Now in this video, I won't bore you with the details on how a filter purifies the water. If you want to learn more about that, I've got plenty of other videos. But basically any filter you buy or build should be able to remove solid waste, provide surfaces for beneficial bacteria that clean the water, and be easy to maintain. Some filters require high flows, like the waterfall filter on this pond. Others require much less, like the bog filter on this pond. Filters like this bog filter can help save money on running costs, as you can use a much smaller pump, but again I might go into more details in that on a future video. Either way, it's important that the water is constantly moving through the filter if you want optimal quality. So the bare minimum that is needed for a successful pond is the liner, or something to hold the water in, an energy efficient submersible pump, and a good filter. This pond has a rubber liner, a homemade filter, and a 300 litre an hour pump. It's been running for 4 years now, and the water is clear, the fish are happy. Now if you want to up your pond game and go a little bigger, there is one other thing you should add. A skimmer or an intake bay. These will capture the majority of things that fall into the pond, like leaves. The pump sits inside so that the pond is constantly being swept of debris. This keeps everything looking clean and means that you'll need to do less maintenance, netting all that stuff out. If your pond is small, like 1,000 litres or under, it's not necessary. Again, you can buy commercial skimmers, or you can make your own for a fraction of the price. It's really not that hard, and yep, you guessed it, I have videos showing you how you can make your own. Now just the last thing I want to mention for this video is don't overstock your ponds with fish. I never overstock my ponds. It puts pressure on the filter and leads to an unnecessary amount of maintenance. There's lots of rules out there on how many fish you can have, but the pond will tell you. If the water goes green, you have too many fish, or not enough filtration. You have problems with excessive algae, too many fish. Fish are lovely, but so too are the sound of the water and the different plants you can grow. It's something that can maintain itself for the most part, and you can just kick back and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. See ya.